What if I told you this final isn't really about winning a trophy? It's about proving that everything we've witnessed over the last few months wasn't a coincidence. Just weeks ago, Alexandra Eala was still being introduced as one of the brightest young prospects in women's tennis. Today, she's standing one match away from the biggest title of her professional career. But standing across the net isn't just another opponent. It's world number 3 Jessica Pegula, one of the most consistent players on the WTA Tour. A player who knows exactly what it takes to win under pressure. For Alex Eala, this is more than just a championship match. It's the opportunity to prove that her victories over Zheng Qinwen, Leylah Fernandez, Elina Svitolina, and Naomi Osaka weren't isolated upsets. They were the beginning of something much bigger. Because some finals crown a champion, but others introduce a future star to the entire world. And by the time this match is over, we'll know exactly which story belongs to Alexandra Eala. Just a few months ago, very few people imagined Alexandra Eala would be playing for a WTA 500 title. She was seen as a talented young player with enormous potential. But potential and championships are two very different things. Then, something began to change. One match at a time, Alex stopped chasing respect and started earning it. She defeated Olympic champion Zheng Qinwen in one of the biggest wins of her season. She then eliminated defending champion Leylah Fernandez, proving her success wasn't built on one magical performance. Next came former world number 3 Elina Svitolina, a player who had already spent years competing at the highest level. Alex beat her again, showing that her first victory had been no accident. And then came the biggest statement of all. 4-time Grand Slam champion Naomi Osaka, a player whose name has defined women's tennis for years. Many believed that would be the end of Alex's remarkable run. Instead, she played with confidence, composure, and fearless belief, earning the biggest victory of her career to reach her first ever WTA 500 final. That's when the conversation changed. People stopped asking whether Alexandra Eala belonged among the elite. They started asking, how far can she go? But every incredible tournament eventually leads to one final challenge. And for Alex, that challenge is world number 3 Jessica Pegula, the player standing between her and history. If Alexandra Eala wants to lift the biggest trophy of her career, she'll have to solve a challenge unlike any she's has faced this week. Jessica Pegula isn't known for spectacular trick shots or emotional celebrations. She's known for something even more dangerous. Consistency. Week after week, tournament after tournament, Pegula has built her reputation by making very few mistakes and forcing opponents to earn every single point. She doesn't panic when she's behind. She doesn't rush when the pressure builds. And that's exactly why she's been one of the most reliable players on the WTA Tour. But Alex Eala brings something Pegula hasn't had to deal with much this week. Momentum. Every match in Washington has made Alex look more confident. She's striking the ball with conviction, moving with freedom, and perhaps most importantly, she's no longer playing like someone hoping to upset the favorites. She's playing like she expects to win. That's a powerful shift, because when confidence meets experience, rankings suddenly become less important. The real battle isn't world number 3 against a rising star. It's composure against momentum, patience against fearless aggression. One player wants to slow the match down. The other wants to seize every opportunity and keep pushing forward. And in a final like this, the smallest moments often decide everything. One break of serve, one missed forehand, one moment of hesitation. Sometimes, that's all it takes to change a career forever. No matter what happens when the first ball is struck, Alexandra Eala has already accomplished something remarkable. She arrived in Washington as a dangerous outsider. She leaves as one of the biggest stories in women's tennis. But winning this final would mean something completely different. It wouldn't just be another trophy on the shelf. It would be the strongest statement of her career. A statement that she can beat Olympic champions, former world number 3s, Grand Slam champions, and now, possibly, the world number 3 on one of the biggest stages of her young career. That's the kind of victory that changes expectations. The conversation would no longer be about whether Alex Eala belongs among the WTA's elite. It would be about how high she can climb. Of course, Jessica Pegula won't make that journey easy. Champions never do. She's earned her reputation by staying calm when the pressure is highest, and she'll do everything she can to stop one of the most exciting runs of the season. But sometimes, tennis gives us moments that are bigger than rankings, bigger than predictions, and even bigger than experience. Sometimes, a young player arrives at exactly the right moment. So, is this the day Alexandra Eala completes the biggest week of her career? Or will Jessica Pegula remind everyone why she's one of the best players in the world? In just a few hours, we'll have the answer. And no matter the result, this final already feels like the beginning of a brand new chapter in Alexandra Eala's story. Who do you think lifts the trophy? Alex Eala or Jessica Pegula? Let me know your prediction in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more stories from the world of tennis.